Intro Morning Monday.
Intro Morning Monday. What's good, people? It's your boy Terry the Barber.
And Sherece.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you see or you hear this episode. So today's topic is, are you overqualified or underqualified? Are you faking it till you make it?
Okay.
Let's talk about it.
All right.
Now, the reason why I came up with the topic of today, because it was this is my topic. Last week was her topic.
It was not my topic last week. It was your topic.
Where you took over last week.
I didn't take over. You forced me to take over because you made me lead. And I said you should lead it because it's your topic.
Sometimes you got to lead the other leaders to the water. So I led you last week, and today I'm leading this. And the reason why is because a lot of people out there believe that they are qualified for positions that they're in, or that they believe that they're qualified for positions that they want to be in. And a lot of times they're faking the funk and they're lying to themselves. Let me get your phone real quick. So the reason why I said let's talk about it, because I hear conversations all the time about how people can't get jobs because they are probably overqualified. You know, a lot of these employers are saying, oh, you know, you would be a good fit for this company, but you're overqualified, meaning that you got too much experience in the industry, or you've been doing it for too long, and we can't compensate you when it comes to the amount of pay that you want to get. And they're like, oh, well, but I need a job. But you still overqualified. We need somebody that's a little bit less seasoned than you, that's not going to act for too much, and we believe that you're going to act for too much, right?
It could be that, or it could be that they're scared that their position is going to be threatened. Because if somebody that's overqualified comes on board and they know more, they could do better, and they sometimes as an interview, you see potential in the person, and you're like, yeah, no, that's going to be my competition. So he's overqualified.
That's a fact. So I went online and I was just getting a couple a few
you did your
pointers.
Research.
I didn't do my research. I just did a few pointers.
You tried.
I did a few pointers. Overqualified. When someone has more skill, experience, or education than what is required for a job or for whatever position. And underqualified is someone who lacks the necessary skills, experience, or education for a role. And those two things, a lot of times, example is, I have a friend that was looking for a job because the job that he was in just wasn't working. He was looking for something else. Put in a whole bunch of applications, got called in for a job to be a super at a building, and did not know what a super job consists of. So now they saying, okay, well, you're going to be in charge of this 13, 14 floor building, and you got to do everything that's acting in the role, which is going to be painting, filling up holes, mopping floors and stripping floors, a whole bunch of things that we don't pay attention to that a lot of people that's in the building industry have to do. And when it came down to doing it, that man was looking crazy because he didn't know what to do. He didn't know how to shovel snow outside. He didn't none of this. He didn't know how to take care of the trash. It was like a lot of my application to get the job, and now it shows. And that's when people are underqualified. You are underqualified because you do not know exactly what you are doing.
They're probably like, how hard could it really be? Because a lot of times people put it in, they read the job qualification or the job requirements. They're like, oh yeah, I do this every day in my life, right? I could do this. For example, I've seen stuff on Instagram, on social, right? Where you have people that's been out of the work industry for a while, especially mothers, and they're like, oh, leadership position, good at delegating. You're like, well, I'm a mother of 5. I can delegate very well, right? And you're like, dealing with, well, not all the time. I was going to say dealing with kids and adults is 2 different things.
Same thing.
But it's the same thing, right? But, you know, that's an example. Like, you're like, all right, you know what? All the things that I do in my role as a mom is technically the same thing as the role of being a CEO or taking care of employees. So they put in the application, and that's kind of like, okay, I'm faking it till I make it. But they need like real qualifications when they put out these applications, when they put up these job listings, right?
That's a fact. Yep. So I said to myself, I want to talk about this because there's a lot of times, even in the barber industry, there's people that feel like they belong in a position that they should be looked at in a certain light. And I'm like, bro, you didn't really put in no work. You was lucky. You was lucky, or you found a cheat code to get to your followers because you buying them, or you just be in the right place at the right time, or you good with networking, but you really don't know exactly.
You don't have the skill set.
No skill set.
So that's another thing with faking it till you make it. You end up in the right rooms talking the right stuff. But at the same time, when it comes to actually putting those skills in play, that's when you start to look crazy.
Yep.
Which is why sometimes when I go to these networking events, I'm just like, nah, bro, you don't know what you're talking about.
Yep.
I have several seats.
Several.
But instead of me saying that out loud, I'm like, all right, let me exit left and go to the next.
Well, that's right.
Exit right. Shut up.
Yeah, I'm on A too now.
And go to the next side, So that's what it is.
So there was things that came up when I was doing a search, right? The challenges of being overqualified. Employees may feel you'll get bored and leave quickly, right? Salary expectations may be higher than what the company wants to pay, which I spoke about. Potential conflicts when management, if you have more experience than your boss,
yes,
which is a lot of times.
Which is why I say that.
That's why they say that you're overqualified just for that. That's
the main reason.
They not trying to have that at all.
The main reason, and then the numbers come into play after.
Yep.
The salary.
And another thing was feeling unfulfilled. You get bored. You really don't want to be there. This is beneath me. I need more. I'm not challenged. That's what I see even in the airline industry. I see that a lot. People think that it's one way and it's not, and then they just feel like this is not for me, and then they just fall short on what their responsibilities are, and then eventually they just dip, right? And that's why it's a revolving door when it comes to a lot of these places. Even like fast food restaurants, people are quitting so easily. They just feel like they're not being challenged.
Customer relation skills.
That too. That especially these younger kids.
Yeah, because customer relation skills means that you need to know how to talk to people, know how to change your tone in your voice, know how to lead a conversation in the direction that you need to make it go. You need to know the right words and cues to use, because words are cues that's going to either trigger certain reactions that you need.
Yep.
So that's one of the things too, and people are very, especially in this atmosphere right now, very short-fused.
So I feel like a lot of times I feel like I'm underqualified, but I'm actually qualified for a lot of the positions that I put myself in. Not just saying like getting hired from somewhere, but just the things I do. Do I want to be on stage and be able to educate people and like really give people a perspective on how to build a clientele, how to market yourself, how to get from underneath, not being successful? Of course, because I have the track record to really show it. So I'm qualified, but there's times that you may think that you're not qualified. Do I really did I really test the time? What is it called? What's the statement?
Tried and tested you've tried and you've tested and you have the results to show that you are qualified to walk into certain rooms. However, your problem is not that. Your problem is fear. Because you're not very good with stage presentation, but you do it every day. You do it right now on the live. So just think about it like, I'm on the live talking to people. It's just that the people are in my face. So just pretend that the camera's there. Yeah,
I just got to pretend everybody.
You got stage fright.
No.
That's what you do.
I don't got no stage fright. I need to pretend everybody butt naked, like just everybody in their drawers.
But when I think of this conversation
that was a joke
that we're having this topic, my thought wasn't really, are you qualified for the position you're in? My thoughts was that you're hanging your hat higher than you can reach it, and it was more so from a financial perspective because certain conversations that I've had this week, I was like, yo, why are you playing big boy when you know you're not in big boy panties or drawers?
Boys
right?
don't wear.
So, for example, I was thinking about, you ever seen that Kevin Hart skit that he did years ago when he was like, he started hanging out with the ball players or whatever, and they busting bottles, they doing this, they doing that, and he was like, popping bottles. Thank you. And he was like,
I'm on her heels today. Yes.
He was like, the way my account is set up is that I gotta go in and I gotta transfer from my savings to my checking.
Yes.
And and I was just like, why do people put themselves in this situation? You can't afford the bill. Why did you show up? Why? If I invite you out to eat and I say, okay, we're going now, don't get me wrong, I've seen the videos of people going out to eat and we're splitting the bill 5 ways and people are like, oh well, I didn't eat this and I didn't eat that. That's not my circle that I'm in.
We don't do those.
The circle that I'm in, when we go out to eat, we definitely do share our food. They'll be like, you know what? Let's all get this appetizer. You get that one, so that way we don't have 5 of the same appetizers on the table.
We're able to taste everything.
And let's taste it, right?
Yep.
And when we go out to eat, we're like, all right, well, you know what? You're going to order that. Again, we don't want 5 of the same food on the table. So is it okay? Can I taste some of that? So when that bill comes, yes, we do bust it down 5 ways.
5 ways. And it's cheaper 5 ways.
That's just what it is.
I mean, it's cheaper than
because
just
we
about
are out. But that's about knowing your circle that you're in. That comes with growth, and knowing that the people you're moving with, and knowing when to cut off people and stop repurposing them in your life. That's different. But what I'm saying is, if you're gonna hang your hat, if you're gonna pretend that I'm a baller, and you're driving around and you cannot have a Rolls Royce and put a bumper sticker on it. That's horrible. And when I say that, I mean, like, you can't have the same car that's supposed to be your luxury car doing everyday work.
Why you talking about people? I know who you talking about. You
Shut up.
ain't got to be shooting shots at people.
I'm not shooting shots.
Don't shoot
You
shots
the
at
one
people
that's
in every
pointing.
county. I'm just saying.
Get out of here. I was not shooting shots. I was giving an example.
I get it though. I get it.
I was giving an example.
Yes.
Like, if I'm gonna have a G-Wagon, my G-Wagon is not my everyday car.
No,
bruh.
it's not. It's not.
That's for when I'm going out, when I need to make a statement. So if you can't afford 2 car notes, stop acting like it. If you can't afford the insurance for 2 cars and you gotta have out-of-state insurance, then, bruh, you living above your means.
I've been there.
Don't have out-of-state. The real flexes living in the state that you in, and I'm talking about my New Yorkers living in the state that you in, and having your car insurance in the state that you in. And if you get a ticket, you ain't got to drive out of town to go pick up your ticket and see whether or not your ticket, you got a ticket on your car. That you just hustling backwards. Yo.
So don't live above your means.
You might have a bench warrant and you don't even know it.
I mean, I remember when my car insurance was $1,000 a month because I just was the first time driving.
You were young,
and my car note was $350. And my car insurance was $1,000. I don't know how I made it, but I made it through though. I did what I had to do. But again, living above your means is something that you shouldn't be doing, and just not knowing where you lie in a position is the main thing, because the people out here fronting like you're going to spend all this money on things just to look a certain way, and you got an air mattress. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like you are not where you're supposed to be. You're not qualified to be in that position, and you want to be something that you're really not. Now, we're not saying that you can't get there.
Yes, you can.
You have time to grow into who you want to be, but you have to take the time, one, to learn exactly what field you want to be in, or what you want to do, or master the things. You know, there's a statement that you are, what is it? A master of many? No, a jack of all trades, but a master of none.
Take time to focus on one skill set.
Yep.
Grow through it. Build through it. Test it. Again, test it. Test it again. You might have missed a step. It's like when the math teacher give you a math problem and he say 2 + 4 equals 6. And you did it and you got 6. And you're like, okay, give an example. And you did it and you messed up and now you got 5. And you're trying to figure out, how did I get 5? And then you did it again and you got 6 this time. And you're like, okay, all right. You do it 5 more times and you got 6 and you messed up. But try it. So that way you can say, you know what? I've done it. I've tried it. I know what the mistake is. I know how I can make this better.
And you got to show the work.
Right. You got to show the work.
I've
done it.
Work.
Yes. Show the work.
There you
go.
This is why you're here. When the epiphany hits, that you gotta show the work.
That's why the teachers ask you to show the work.
That was it. That was all we need to speak about today, was showing your work. And showing your work will equate to showing your worth.
There you go.
Bars.
Facts.
That's
the point I was trying to get at.
Showing your worth.
That is the point. Because you could be out here taking your luxury photos in front of your rented car and faking the funk. But are you putting in the work?
The work. I'm in the shop every day except for Monday. I'm putting in the grind. I'm making sure that I'm catering to my clients. I'm building up a bigger clientele. I'm getting to the money, and my work speaks for itself. I'm showing the work that's showing my worth.
And your net worth is your?
Net work. Right? Said it right?
I think we need to reverse it. Your network is your net worth.
Yeah, the people that you have around you,
right,
that's going to sow into you, that's going to help cultivate you, that's going to help you grow and build and bond.
That's going to help you make that little match a what? A big fire. Big fire.
Did you speak about that last week?
Oh yeah, we not last week, but we spoke about it before. So when I say that, are you faking it till you make it? It's okay to fake it a little bit, but do the work behind the scenes. Get in the right doors. Put the work in. Show your work. All right? But it's one thing to flex like you got it when you don't. And then your credit score is saying, nah, bro.
Trash.
We ain't there.
And we got people out there that's like that. Let's not act like if it's not you, it's somebody you know, it's somebody that you're around, and they say that if you're around 5 broke people, what?
You broke.
No, you're going to be the 6th.
You're going to be the 6th broke.
If you're around 5 broke people, you're going to be the 6th. So I used to believe in a fake it till you make it. You know, you go to the mall, you get the costume, jewelry. You know what I'm saying? You got to wear this. Like, I got a song called Fake Rappers where I was talking about people having the starter
rapper kit,
the starter gear, the watch, the chain, the jewelry, the clothes. You know what I'm saying? Just faking it, renting cars, doing Airbnbs that act like they live in a lavish life, and you have nothing. And the faking it till you make it a thing, a lot of people would go by it. Even entrepreneurs nowadays, they speak about, you know, you got to fake it till you make it. You got to make people believe. No, how about this? How about you really stay 10 toes down and you really focus on what you're doing and you really build something?
Yeah, put
and
your
then
head down,
you get
do your work.
You can, if you keep digging, you're gonna get what you deserve.
I was talking to someone the other day, not to put our business out there. I was talking to someone. We were talking about fixing credit, and I said, I know how to do all of that. I've done it over and over, right? Fix the credit, and I said, but what happens sometimes is that some people you mess up and then you get stuck in the mess up, right? And you are not willing to admit that you've messed up, and you just keep digging the hole deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper because you're unwilling to look in the mirror and be like, damn, I fucked up. You ever heard that song that says, if you've ever messed up, hands in the air or whatever? I know I fucked up. If you ever fucked up, hands in the air. I don't know. It's an Afrobeat song. I'm gonna find it for you.
Okay.
But it's like, you know, you have to. That's how you grow. You grow from knowing that you've done wrong, from admitting that you've done wrong,
and
then say, okay, how can I now make this better? And that's the only thing I want to really project out there this morning. It is time for growth. Who do you want to be in 2025? How do you want to build in 2025? Are you going to keep making excuses and saying, I want to? And at a point, you get to a point and say, nigga, when you going to stop talking and just do it?
Yep.
Right? Or am I going to go and get the fake starter kit and pretend like I've done something when I've not done anything? And for the people who out there who faking it till they make it, once you get released from your job, right? Or if you say I'm a quit, this is how you know what your value is. If you say I'm a quit, and your boss and be like, oh no, or try to stop you from quitting, that means that you are not valued. They know that you faking it till you make it, bro.
Not there.
They'll rather you say I quit than fire you because that's gonna save them money.
And somebody else gonna get that spot the next day.
And when I say that's gonna save them money is because if you quit, you are not entitled to unemployment. Bye.
Facts.
So they'd rather let you sit there and suffer until you quit.
Jim.
That's just what it is.
So take it what it is, man.
Get yourself together.
Yep.
I know you had somebody that was waiting in the queue.
Well, no, that was Dominic. But listen, man, what we're speaking about today is really putting yourself in a position to really be in the rooms and in the places and being spoke about in the proper way, right?
Talked about
in the proper. Thank you. Talked about in the proper way, and it comes a time when you got to realize that you're not qualified for something, but you're trying to do it.
And
you got to realize
about
that
you and behind your back, and you hearing stories about yourself, and like, oh, this person said you ain't this, you ain't that, and nigga, somebody really say that you ain't.
Since when you start cursing so much on live?
I didn't realize it came out. I'm just a little bit passionate today.
Okay, well,
I'm sorry because I yelled at you the other day about saying that.
But it's okay.
Sorry.
Listen, man, Intro Morning Monday, every single Monday, 9 o'clock, no matter what. We thank you guys for locking in, tuning in, telling a friend. And you guys know what it is, man. Every single Monday, 9 o'clock, we come to you guys to just motivate you for the week, for the day, for the month, for the year. And if you get anything out of this, make sure you send this to a friend so they can see it, so they can get a little bit of the gist of what's going on and be motivated. Because without the community, we have no unity. And we just doing it for not just for me, but for you, for us. We doing it to build something bigger, and we going on 7 years strong with this Intro Morning Monday. 7 years strong, just dropping a whole bunch of gems, a whole bunch of topics, a whole bunch of conversations, and I'm thankful for having Sapp to come on board to really drop a pin, because the main thing I got from this was show your work. What? It was show your work.
Show your work, and it will show your work.
And show your work. So this your boy Sarah the Barber.
And Sherece.
The voice.
Oh, Sherece the voice.
Damn, I act like we ain't got like 20 episodes.
Because I didn't know that you
supposed to say the voice.
You officially said it.
Who say that?
The last time I said it, you was like, who gave you that title? And I'm like, your audience did?
Yes.
But, hey.
Anyway, make sure you guys locked in every single Monday, 9 o'clock. If you wasn't here, you missed it, go back and watch the replay. But we come to you guys every single Monday. Make sure you're checking out Razor Sharp Podcast on all podcast platforms and on YouTube right now. Just type in Razor Sharp Podcast with me and my brother Swole. Shout out to today's sponsor, Diamond Edge. You guys know where to go to get all your quality barber products. Diamond Edge is the spot. Make sure you tell them Terry the Barber sent you. And make sure you tell them to give you that promo code so you can get a couple dollars off. And make sure you guys check out Apple's Going to South podcast.
New episode dropping today at 12 noon.
12 noon, new episode drops today. Yes. It is today. So we see you guys next week. You dig? Peace. And we out.